What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your Chasing Atlanta season 3 episode, probably 6 and 7, because I think I sort of talked about 6 already, but if I didn't, I'm probably going to talk a little bit about it, but mainly going to be episode 7. And first of all, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. All of my social media information is in the description, so if you want to follow me on whatever, it's there. So with that being said, this review is not going to be like a play-by-play, what happened, what happened, what happened. It's really going to be an overview. So let's talk about it. They're going to Miami. First of all, I have a problem with none of the veterans went on this trip. This trip was all the new people. And I feel like, this is what I'm going to say. If the veterans are not vested in going on, in being fully being a part of the show, then they probably shouldn't be on the show. And I get it that you have growth. I get it that you're doing other things in your life. I get it that you just maybe over the drama and over the bullshit. And I respect it. I respect that 100%. But that's what we tune in for. So if that's not what you're here for, then you probably need to move on to other projects. And I'm not saying that to be mean, because I kind of rock with some of y'all. And I like the fact that y'all are over the drama and y'all want to do other things. Like, I respect that from a adult point of view, but from a viewer point of view, it was just really weird to see this group trip that none of the old heads went on. Cameron didn't go, Martell didn't go. Q was probably going to be there because Q was connected to T.S. Madison, Queen Supreme Court, in a different way, so he's probably going to be there, but he wasn't filming with them. Who else was a vet on the show that didn't go? It was somebody else. We know at this point, if you follow what's going on outside of the show, at this point Gardini wasn't filming with the show. He was kind of going through some stuff with the producers, so he probably wasn't filming with the show, because at one point he wasn't going to be on the show. So that's why we probably didn't see Gardini, although we heard about Gardini. We'll get to that in a minute. And it was somebody else. Who else was not there? Anyway, so here's who went to Miami. I take that back. The only person that went to Miami was Jalen. And Jalen has changed his name. I'm asking a sincere question. This is no shade. This is no bullshit. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Is Jalen transitioning? Because he's changed his name on social media to Lauren something. Even on the show, they've changed his name when they show him in his confessionals. Her. I just want to know, is Jalen transitioning? Because I don't want to be disrespectful in my pronoun. I don't want to be disrespectful in how I speak. So if somebody has the answer to that, producers, Jalen, yourself, drop it in my comments, DM me, because again, I don't want to be disrespectful. But it seems like maybe Jalen is transitioning. Posted a video or picture on his IG about his post-op surgery with his butt, so we know he got butt implants, and he made mention about something about needing some breasts. So I'm thinking that maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. And I don't want to be disrespectful. So I say that one more time. Let me know. And if I use the wrong pronoun or I'm saying something wrong, let a sister know. It is not intentional. It is purely out of ignorance, not out of trying to be shady. Okay? Even though Jalen, y'all know she get on my nerves. So Jalen did go. Now, here's what was going down. They were doing like an Airbnb, and so they had rooms. We Were Born went, Lil Kendra and her manager went, Oliver Twix was going. Jalen was going, but Jalen said she wasn't going to stay at the house. She was going to have her room at the Fontainebleau with her entourage. Now, the day that it was time to go, We Were Born missed their flight, so they had to rebook through Spirit Airlines, honey. You know you desperate if you fly on Spirit Airlines. And they said the same thing. They were like, look, this is the hood of this is the Section 8 of the airline industry. And they are. But, when you got to get somewhere, you got to get somewhere. You got to do what you got to do sometime. I think we've all had to stoop that one time or two. Oliver was sick. Now, let me say this. And there was a scene with Oliver and his friend. Again, shout out Morehouse, my Morehouse brother. His friend told him point blank, you go, and at some point your body is going to stop. And if you don't take the time out to stop your body will stop for you. And that's really what went down with Jalen. I mean, ooh, Lord, Jalen with Oliver. He's doing so many things. He's got his hand in so many buckets. That his body was just like, yeah, you keep going, but I'm gonna stop. And so he got sick and he missed his flight. So he wasn't there. So the first person to get to the house was Jalen and his entourage. Okay. And of course, a couple of little snide comments were made, but you know how Jalen is. Jalen is, she want to be rich woman tease. You know what I'm saying? She want to give you that. I'm above everybody else. I got so much going on. I'm so this. I'm so that. So that's what she want to put out there. Whatever. It's whatever. So, but I mean, on a scale of Airbnbs, it didn't look like it was it looked okay. It didn't look like it was like a luxury Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I ain't mad. It was cheaper than a hotel. Everybody can stay in one place and you could probably film and all that good stuff that you needed to get done. Cool. Good idea. Great execution. So Oliver, I don't know if he was sending a video or if he was Skyping or whatever, but he basically, okay, hold on, let me rewind. Ain't a whole lot really happened before that. Okay, the drama really popped off once Oliver said who was staying where. Because Kendra had showed up and then We Were Born eventually got there. But it was just Lil Kendra and it was Jalen. And I'm going to get back to Lil Kendra in a minute. But it was Lil Kendra and it was Jalen. And Jalen's people. And they, drinking, cooking, doing what they do or whatever. And Jalen was like, even though I said I wasn't going to stay here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. So Oliver does a video saying who's staying in what room. Now, let me say this about, we know that on any situation where you have rooms, I mean, this has happened amongst me and my friends when, I've, timeshares and things like that where you have 3 or 4 bedrooms, or Airbnbs or whatever. The rooming situation is always an issue, okay? So I guess Oliver's thing was, I'm going to let everybody know where they staying so it won't be no shit and won't nobody be arguing over a room. Now, you had the master room. Oliver said, I'm going to be staying in the master bedroom, and then he proceeded to tell everybody else where they were staying. Well, when he got to Kendra and her manager, they ended up staying in a room with 2 single beds. And, of course, Kendra was like, hell no, not happening, never, ever, ever. The doll, I think she calls herself a Barbie. The Barbie doesn't sleep on a twin bed, honey. Da-da-da-da-da. Now, let me tell y'all something. I just got finished spending Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. I just got finished spending 4 nights on a twin-size bed. It is what it is. It is what it is. I went to go stay with my girlfriend in Nashville. Some of y'all know that. Some of y'all don't. I went and we had a ball, honey. We had ourselves a good time. But guess what? She has young children, and I slept in one of their beds. It is what it is. She ain't got no mansion. She used to. She used to have a bad 5-bedroom house when she lived in San Diego, honey, and I had my own room then, and then I did have a full-size bed. But she just relocated, so she's, chilling right now till she know the city. She don't know Nashville that well. She's got herself a nice little 2-bedroom townhouse until she's ready to move into something bigger. How would I look showing up to her house complaining about where I'm sleeping? Ain't that disrespectful? I don't see what the big deal was for 1 or 2 nights. Now, I will say this. Whoever booked the room probably should have just not booked the room should have just, because I'm getting way off, y'all. If you go onto Airbnb and you're trying to find a room, at some point there's going to be somebody going to sleep on the twin bed. Like, if it's a large group of people, somebody going to have to give it up. Now, was Oliver being shady by giving it to Kendra? Probably. So what? It was his trip. I don't know who. They made it seem like each person paid for their own, so I don't think Oliver paid for everybody, but neither here nor there. It was his trip. He booked everything. He gave himself the master room. Now, what you should have done was just say, look, I have the master room, and whatever happens is what happens with the rest of y'all. Y'all figure the rest out. Just leave my room alone. That's probably what he should have done. And let them fight that shit out. But neither here nor there. The minute Lil Kendra heard this, her and Jalen proceeded to act like pure ghetto trash. And I'm sorry, that's what I said and that's what I meant. Jalen, you always want to act like you so high class and you so high this and high that. You went real low with this one. They proceeded to trash Oliver's room. They TP'd the room. Somebody was already sleeping in his bed, which was disrespectful because he already said that's my room. So somebody was in the bed. TP'd all over. I think one of Jalen's people was in the bed. Toilet paper everywhere. I mean, it was a mess. And it wasn't something that couldn't have been cleaned up in 5 minutes. I mean, don't get me wrong. They didn't do shower, shaving cream and do, ridiculous stuff. But it was just the point that y'all acted like y'all were 5 years old because Kendra had to sleep on the bed. And guess what ended up happening the next day when they woke up and they showed everybody in the bed? Where the fuck was Kendra sleeping? on that damn twin size bed. So what the hell was the big deal if you were going to sleep there anyway? See, the way I would have handled it, if it really was a problem for me, you knew Oliver wasn't going to be there till the next day. I just would have slept in the damn bed. And when he got there that morning, I just would have been in the bed. And he could handle it however he want to handle it from there. But I just would have been in the bed. Ain't nobody, that was just, to me, I just felt like that was ridiculous. It was just out of line. So then, We Were Born showed up. And they proceeded to have like a little one-on-one with Kendra. And Kendra got a chance to basically explain where she was coming from. And they were trying to explain where they were coming from. And what happened was, Lil Kendra said, well, when she walked into the branch, it seemed like people were already acting some kind of way and treating her some kind of way. She said that nobody asked her if she wanted a drink or whatever. And I forget her name. It starts with a B. The female of We Were Born. She proceeded to say nobody did. Nobody asked us if we wanted drinks either. At that point, Kendra, you should have been listening instead of talking. And you would have heard that it wasn't geared towards you, boo-boo. It was just bad customer service. Because she said, hey, they did the same thing to us when we got there. It wasn't about you. But she was so stuck in her head that everybody was against her and everybody was treating her some kind of way. She couldn't hear what they were saying. And then she went on to explain, Berlin? Is it Berlin? It starts with a B, y'all. I'm sorry. I know I'm terrible with names. She went on to say that Kendra was talking to her like she was a child. She was like, and I don't do that. Like, I don't do you talking to me like a child. You know, everything was everything until you started talking down to me. And then I felt some kind of way. And then I did get in my feelings. And I could 100% understand that. I could 100% understand where she was coming from. And that is when We Were Born sort of got in their feelings a little bit, because she was pointing at them and telling them to shut up and don't you say nothing. And she was like, no, we're not going to do that. So they were able to talk it out, hug it out. Next thing you know, everybody hugging, everybody happy. Cool. The next day, Oliver shows up. I need some water. My mouth is dry. Oliver shows up. It's water over there, but I don't know if it's my water. Anyway, Oliver shows up. And he sees his room is trash, so that automatically pissed him off, which it would piss me off too. And he was like, Kendra, get your ass up. Somebody gonna come and clean this room. I think production kind of gave him a heads up or whatever. And he was like, y'all going and he was kind of mad at production, like, why y'all let this, he was like, why y'all let this happen? And they were like, what do you mean let it happen? Like, it's a show. We gonna film it. It is what it is, So Oliver was already some kind of way about it. He goes outside to the pool area and he proceeds to greet Jade Swan from We Were Born, good morning, beautiful. And Jade Swan proceeds to go off. And what we end up finding out is somebody told Jade Swan that Oliver was saying that he was sleeping with production. Now, rumor has it that Jade Swan is sleeping with Kayvon, who was the producer on the show. And supposedly that's how he got on the show, because of their relationship. Boom, boom, boom. Jade Swan was like, he said, you were the one telling the rumor. Oliver was like, what are you talking about? He was like, I don't do gossip. Like, one thing Oliver kept saying was, when you call me, why would you think that I call somebody to talk about you? Because when you call me to talk about other people, what do I say to you? I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I don't want to get in the drama. I don't want to get involved. Don't leave me out of it. He was like, so if I did it with you, what makes you think that I would turn around and proceed to talk with other people and tell other people your business? Like, why? What makes you think that I would do that? He was like, I don't want nobody's drama. I don't want to get involved in nobody's drama. I don't want to have nothing to do with nobody's drama. Why you think I would get involved in your drama? Boom, boom, boom. And so he was like, so they proceeded to get into it. I mean, he's yelling and screaming, talking about Gardini said this and Gardini said that. Even producers were saying, well, Gardini said it. Gardini said it. So they proceeded to argue to the point where, and what I will respect is that Oliver was like, I'm not going to put my hands on you. I'm not fighting you. He was like, but when you put your hands on me, it's going to be a whole nother conversation because I'm Patty. So you put your hands on me, it's going to be some assault charges. Like, his thing was, go on and hit me. Go on and hit me. And Jawan kept getting in his face. Like, he was really in his personal space, but he wouldn't swing. He ain't hit him. Then he finally went back and got his stun gun, honey. Like, he was going to stun this man with the stun gun on camera. Now, production calmed it down, and then we saw them actually kind of get together and actually have a conversation. Come to find out, Gardini said ... Oliver was like, why would you listen to Gardini? And he was like, well, he's Jaywan was like, well, he's a liar and a scammer. He's this and Oliver said, exactly. So if he's a liar, he's a scammer, he's trying to stir up shit, why is that who you would listen to? He said, I told you from the beginning, if you have a problem with me, if it's an issue with me, if something go down with me, bring it to me. Don't do all of this. He said, well, you and Gardini cool. He said, look, me and Gardini are cool. He said, and me and him will probably fall out after this is over with. He was like, but I keep Gardini at arm's length. Like, we cool, we friends. He was like, but I know Gardini. I know his shit. So I don't give him but so much. He was like, he can't clock my tea because he don't know none of my tea. Because I don't talk to him like that because I already know how he roll. He was like, now, we cool and all. He's like, might not be cool after this, but we cool and all. But all of this, I ain't doing all of this. So that's pretty much, and it pretty much ended there. I guess we'll pick it up next week and see where it goes. But why people gotta be sleeping with production? What is that about? For the rumor to start, it had to start somewhere. And I don't know if it started somewhere with somebody just being messy, or if there's some legitimate issues there. Or are they just friends? Whenever two people get together and they friends, people automatically assume there's got to be something going on. A lot of my friends are guys, and you'd be surprised how many times I got to deal with somebody thinking that I'm sleeping with somebody. And I'm like, Lord, if I slept with half the people y'all thought I slept with, honey. Ooh, Jesus. So maybe it's just a situation like that. I don't know. But that's kind of how it went down. Now, I think from the last episode, the only thing I really missed from the last episode was that they did a charity event, and they were still doing some more talking about clearing the air with this person and that person. Cameron was in some mess again. Look, it wasn't nothing real effective. Honestly, it really wasn't no big deal there. Other than, did y'all notice there was a swastika flag in the background? It looked like they had flags from all over the world. They looked like they were in some sort of VA facility doing this charity event. Why do you have a swastika flag up? And why would you put it in your scene? Like, y'all need to turn to the left or something. Had them had that conversation of going the other way. I thought that was very interesting. I'm not sure why that was on the wall. I'm not sure why that was in y'all scene. Y'all should have did that a different way. But anyway, it wasn't nothing, honestly, and if I'm forgetting something, y'all, I'm sorry. But I don't really think it was a whole lot with that episode. Other than they were doing a charity event. They were late to do the charity event today. Everybody love doing charity, but they can't be on time for it. Something did happen. I don't remember now, but it was some more talking to clear the air. Neither here nor there, y'all. That's how it went down. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments, please.